Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon.
Top three again are the Professor, Ricardo, and Valtteri Bottas.
If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe.
We'll be back
Let the games begin.
action soon.
It's the end of practice session number 3. I do end up with the top time of the session. Amazingly, I didn't even get purple. That was my qualifying run, and I didn't get purple. Now here's the thing, don't get excited yet. I don't think I'm on my way to a pole position or anything like that. I might be able to squeeze my way into the top 10. I mean, Sorokin's just outside of the top 10, and that was actually on a medium run. I'm not terribly consistent on my laps yet. Like, that took all 3 laps to get that time. I was close to a half a second down each of the other 2 laps, or close to a second maybe. That last one actually barely even met the basic objective. Certainly not by 3/10. It was less than a tenth to the good. So the expected time that they said for me for 7th was 1:30.25, and that's where my practice program at least had me at. And also, like I said, I'm not terribly consistent on my laps here, at least not when I'm pushing. When I back off, slow down a little bit, race pace, yeah, I can do okay and stay relatively steady here and hit the corners. There's a couple that still give me trouble, like Village and the Loop, constantly a battle for me to get that right. And of course, depending on how I do on the loop, sets up Aintree, kind of the 3rd successive corner right there that give me some trouble. Maggots and Beckett's, I'm getting pretty good through there. I still have a little bit of trouble sometimes with Beckett's, and if I hit that wrong, then of course Chapel Curve is hard for me. That, for the most part, is about it. Except for Club. Between Vale and Club, the chicane in there, that's where I do have some trouble, at least in terms of time losses. So, in terms of car control, I'm not really having any problems anywhere, at least not with the balance that I have right now. So, I'm looking good on that. It's just essentially time losses and pushing too hard. Like I said, the loop, I hit that one wrong, and I'm completely screwed for Wellington Straight, at least initially, but I seem to get accelerated relatively quick. I only spun out once in practice, so that was good. I love how I get first in the session, and the team's faith in me drops. Makes a lot of sense. Cloudy for qualifying and race. It has been throughout practice. I need to get into the top 10 to meet the team goal and get an extra 400. I should have had it last race, but if you watched all the way to the end, on the final lap I was taken out by Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, or was it Ricardo? I forget which of the Red Bulls it was, and yes, we are still playing last year's game. Next year's game is coming out early this year. In just over a month from now, so big shocker on that one that it's coming out so early. We have had 2 upgrades done to the car, and so you can see Ferrari, huge upgrades this weekend. They were already massively ahead, and they have opened that gap up quite a bit more. Mercedes with upgrades of their own, but getting further behind in 2nd. Red Bull, small gap to 3rd, and then we get down to pretty compact midfield. We have come up to join Renault for best of the rest. Haas a little bit behind us now, as they were level with us a week ago. And then you've got McLaren just ahead of Sauber, and then Force India and Toro Rosso at the bottom. Toro Rosso has been alone since the beginning of this season, when we surpassed them in the opening race weekend, and they were some distance behind for a good long while, but massive, massive upgrades brought here to Silverstone have brought them up level with Force India. And Force India has been pretty stagnant this season. I mean, their power level was 500 at the start of the year, and it's essentially, what, 530 now? I mean, that's minuscule. We are very much up into the midfield, and we've got 2 upgrades on the way. Another powertrain upgrade. The last one was successful, so that was good. That worked out. That's the one area where I don't have a guaranteed success for each upgrade. The Aero front wing main plane on its way. That's going to be due next week in Germany. The powertrain, the engine power upgrade, is going to come the week after in Hungary. I just put a new MGUH on the car as it was at about 50% wear, and since I had some bonus ones, I went ahead and took advantage of that and went for a fresh one. And we're ready to start with qualifying. And like I said, I have not been terribly consistent. I could pull out really good laps, or I could pull out average laps. I've definitely noticed that I'm faster than the likes of Sauber, as I have closed a lot of ground down on them within a lap.
On what we're hoping will be a tight contest for pole position. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career.
Let's go ahead and get into it here so we can keep things moving along. So, it is qualifying. It's dry. Track temperature looks like it's going to be unchanged through the session. Ricardo's already starting to head out. Let's go ahead and get on track. Yes, park for me. Ready to go. I'm going to go straight into a flying lap. And we'll see how we do here. Like I said, my trouble section, Village and the Loop. If I can get through that, that's the area where I lose the most time lap to lap. Second area where I lose the most time, coming up right here. I've gotten a lot better about braking earlier, coming into that chicane. Whoa, whoa! Well, there goes my first lap already. That's the first time I've really had any oversteer issues there. It'll affect my last lap more, the warm-up lap, but it'll certainly affect the start here. And this is what I'm talking about. I get a little bit too deep here into the loop. Wide there. Usually I'm right on the apex for that one, but that was minuscule, the time loss. Beckett's, yeah, slow exit from there for Chapel. I had to slow down a little more than I like to there, so this is not a very good lap. Definitely not compared to the last qualifying run that I did in practice. That's more like it there. That's 6th fastest so far, but that's slower than Ericsson. I'm going to go around for a second lap right now. Much better so far. Had to get back off of it there. Thought I was okay. I thought I'd scrubbed off enough speed. I had not. So again, the loop, a little off.
2 laps of fuel remaining.
I'm well up on my time for the last lap though, so Again, a little wide there, but better than last lap. Okay, much better through Beckett's. Just needed that kind of practice run to go. I'm nearly a second up on my time from last lap as I'm already down to P9. There we go, up to P2 currently. Let's get back to the garage. And that hopefully will be enough to get through into Q2. And session info. And as I get back to the garage, I'm already down to P7. But the only... Wow, Leclerc is sitting in 4th right now. This is Leclerc in Sauber, not Leclerc in Ferrari.
1:29.8.
Wow, Sorokin way down at the bottom of the grid. Let's accelerate time a bit, see how things are going. I'm still in the top 10. I think I'm secure. I'm going to run that risk of getting knocked out here. Down to P12. 4 minutes to go. I am playing with fire now. But I've got a pretty solid gap in a few places. How am I up to P11? Or was that Sorokin who jumped to P12? Okay. That was Sorokin who jumped. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Final moments of... Whew, that was close. Are you kidding me? Jeez. Yeah. By the way, this is close to a second from where I was in practice session number 3. So that's, that's a good 7.5, 3/4 of a second slower than where I was there. So I get that was not my fastest lap. The big mistake, again, was the loop. There was a lot of time in there, and that was at least a few tenths just right there at the loop. Probably more like 4 to 5 tenths. Sorokin eliminated, but in P16. Both Toro Rossos, they might have brought an improved car, but they're still down the order. And Van Dorn also eliminated in Q1. On to Q2. Definitely be looking for a better lap here. Of course, part of the reason why that lap was not quite as fast as it could be was that was the second hot lap on those tires. Let's just get to it here. Go to track, flying a lap. Let's fly. Or as Gandalf would say, fly, you fools. Ready to go, ready to go. Out of Chapel Curve. Whoa! Oh, come on.
That looked bad. Are you alright?
I hate how this game does that sometimes. You literally just come out of AI control and it whips the car hard. It just sent the car right off the track. That was ridiculous. And it's gonna happen again anyway. It's already done the whip. And if I go back to garage, I'm losing the time. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's ridiculous how this game does that sometimes. It comes out of AI control completely wild and just whips the car. Very strange how it does that, but hopefully they fix that in the next edition, because I know that it's been doing that for years. Whoa! Woo! Oversteer! Oversteer! Oh! 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 Is this the changing conditions? Oh, great. There goes my wing. Okay, back to the garage. That was actually, that wasn't the AI. That was me. There's my second spin of...
Car repairs have set us back a little.
That was my second spin of the the whole race weekend. That was a snap of oversteer, and when I even got off the gas, but when I went to correct it, it continued to whip. Okay, well, I've got 8 minutes, 13 seconds. That was an unfortunate sequence. I do have 6% wear on these tires after that spin out. Yeah, let's go for it.
It's pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the clouds. The changing conditions on track could be such, because the car does not feel stable. And it's felt stable all weekend long, and it's been cloudy once, but not like this. I was still a little slow. Like I said, that's probably my weakest corner on track. But hitting that apex made a big, big difference. It's a corner I don't normally have problems with, but a little bit. It's an area where I still trust myself to recover. It's long sweeping corner like that where you're not on it flat out. The car never feels unstable. Just overshoot it a few times here and there. There we go. That was better. That's one corner I made a mistake on both laps in Q1. Much better. Much better. I've kind of found that instead of trying to get on the gas again and again, just a gradual engine braking through there is so much better than what I can do otherwise. I mean, this is about my 4th trip to Silverstone. I count my other series that I had, and in past years, this used to be such a hard track for me. It's much better than it was. Oh, Ocon! Great. Well, any chance of a second lap has just been destroyed by Ocon. So I'm into P7. I'm just gonna head back to the garage now. I was thinking about going for a second lap. I hadn't had a chance to look. I mean, you come off that start-finish line, and you don't have long before you hit Abbey. And so I was gonna try to run all the way through to Wellington Straight and kind of see where I was at. But after Ocon comes out and blocks me,
is a 1 minute 29.4.
I have actually had 2 close calls with Force India, aka Future Racing Point Team, this weekend. I've had a close call with Ocon where I was trying to give him space after I finished up a relatively weak lap and he was coming up behind me. That was the first practice session where I was still getting a feel for things. And we nearly collided at Abbey. As I was trying to, back off and let him through, and he didn't catch up to me quite as fast as I thought he would. But then Perez, a few laps later, blocked me. Oh gosh, where was that? I'm trying to remember where on track we were when that happened. I think at the end of the lap between Vale and Club. Oh boy, 55 seconds. I don't have enough time to get out for another lap, so let's hope this is enough. Currently it's P7. Look to the bottom as I'm clearly not going upward. And most of them are on a flying lap. It looks like Alonso's going to be done.
Much higher up the field than we expected to be.
So time here, down to P8. Looked like P9. And I hold on, I get P9. here in the session. That's going to be a top 10 starting spot, but that also means I'm going to have to start on some used soft tires. So it's Perez, Leclerc, Alonso, Ocon, along with Grosjean out. And we get into Q3. Alright, well, in terms of time, this is putting me way over where I wanted to be. So just go out there and do the best we can. I think we're already kind of looking at 9th or 10th place as it is. I don't think I'm going to get any higher than that. Decent exit through there. Good start to my lap. I try to go flat out through there when I'm on the qualifying runs, and it just doesn't quite work. Oh, way too late on the braking. Way too late. And then way too terrible of an angle there. It's got to be at least a half a second I just lost. Great exit from there. This is going to help make up some time for sure on this lap. Much better run through there. Whoa! Session done. I got a lap in.
Let me know you're okay.
But I held on to the gas knowing that the finish line was coming up, even though it's because I hit the curbing. Watch, inside, right. There, hit the sausage, and you can see it's starting to go around. Now if I had let off, I would have been fine, but because I was in qualifying and I was coming right to the end of my lap, I pushed. Oh, session done. This means I'm probably going to have to start from the back of the field. That's my guess. Marshall bringing me back. Ah, that was a good time, but yeah.
As we wind down from the excitement
Ooh, and that was good enough for
qualifying,
6th
here's a
on
look
that
at your
too.
top 3. Vettel, Hamilton, and Kimi Räikkönen. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
See if they actually nab me on that or not. I should be starting from the back of the field, but qualified P6. We'll soon find out. If I have to make my way through traffic, I'll be in a heap of trouble. Not a very good traffic driver. Not in this game anyway. Starting to feel like I'm not a good driver, period, in this game. As I up the AI difficulty level anyway, life got real challenging as I had to start pushing harder and harder and take bigger and bigger risks. See, like that during qualifying, made a lot of mistakes. Team's happy with that, despite the
I'm glad
crash.
you're not hurt, but that's a lot of damage for us to fix up to get you out for the next session. Try and keep it in one piece next time, would you?
You got it. You got it. Alright, well, on to the race weekend. We'll get what we get from here. We'll see how it is. But it's race day here in Silverstone in England.
We're right back where it all began. The very first World Championship Grand Prix was held here at Silverstone in 1950, with Giuseppe Farina taking the top step of an all-Alfa Romeo podium. He earned 9 championship points that day on his way to the inaugural title. His winning total at the season's end, just 30 points. My, how times have changed. So let's see who can reach the top step of the modern podium today. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of the Silverstone circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, along with 2 DRS zones on the Wellington and Hanger Straights respectively. But the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Sauber. They've had 1 retirement in the last 5 races. What do you think that says about the reliability of their car?
It's a good statistic for sure, as it demonstrates not only mechanical reliability, but consistency from both drivers as well. These are 2 of the first boxes you have to tick for any successful season.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, the Professor, Hülkenberg,
Still showing me in
Bottas,
6th.
Verstappen, and Kevin Magnussen, Perez, Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, and Grosjean, Sirotkin, Ericsson, Brendan Hartley, and Stoffel van Dorn. Gasly and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay,
Wow,
this is the
still
team's
got me in
home
6th.
race. We're all relying on you to impress today.
Okay then. Yeah, 6th. Let's see here. 4 laps is what they've got me on. 5 laps will push that out a little bit longer. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. 5 laps. That'll put me on the mediums for 8. Fuel, not a big issue here. So with that, we are ready to go racing from 6th place on the grid, which, you know, I feel kind of fortunate. Not even kind of. I feel a lot fortunate to have. Again, I crashed right over the line. And I had to have lost time. And I was, what, 1/100th shy of 5th? So I had a good time going, I had a good lap going, and I crashed. So why I haven't been relegated to the back of the field, I do not know. But here we are. I've got just 2 flashbacks to use for the race. As per the rules, I did reset when I got the Thrustmaster wheel, the AI dropping it by 10 as the adjustment to the racing wheel really had an impact on how the driving was handling, how the car was handling, how I was handling the car. But that's now in the past. I've recovered. I've scored 7 points now with the wheel. Not the same race total I had last season, but again, that AI difficulty level much higher than when I first started this series. The car was a mess for a long time, but it's doing much better now. I've got a very good chassis. The aero has now hit a good point, and the engine power, which started off so strong, had no upgrades through most of 2 seasons, is now starting to play catch up, and we got that little upgrade here. But this is a place where aero's big, so having that improved aero, big difference. But we're going to put up 5 red lights, and let's go racing. 13 laps here at Silverstone. Oops. Oh!
Penalty. You have a drive-through penalty.
Oh! Oh my gosh, I messed that up so bad. And there's a touch.
Illegal maneuver. See that position.
Oh, that's Bottas. Oh, that's Bottas with a touch! Why did he have to come so tight to the inside? Can we, nope. Can't go back to there, huh? This is where that touch is gonna happen. Right there. Okay, well, I guess we'll go before the touch, and... Okay, just a warning there. I still have that drive-through though, so I've already destroyed my race. Right off the line. Are you kidding me? I mean, that was just a monumental mistake. I was trying to sort my hands out, and I was going, oh no, the lights are about to go out, and I was still trying to get set on... It's been a little while since I've raced, and I've done a lot of dirt rally.
Information on Magnussen. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
And that drive-through penalty, that hurts. That really hurts. I mean, a 5-second penalty I could deal with a lot easier than what they gave me. But I don't have that penalty now, do oh no, yes I do. That was for the jump start, not for the collision. Oh, I've got 3 laps to make it happen, huh? Well, let's get it done. Oh! No! 5-second stop and go penalty? I can at least put that in on my pit time. Jeez, I hit the brakes early. Oh, this race is turning into a nightmare as I go towards the back of the field. I'm making a complete mockery of this event, of my team. Poor Williams. Poor Williams.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
We are wide on the loop again. So I'm in 18th. So I'm not even in last, but it looks like Ocon might be out of this race too. I saw that Magnussen was out. I didn't see anything on Ocon. So, well off the pace, of course. I'm 11 seconds down behind Alonso. After that drive-through penalty, that was really costly.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
A little wide on the loop, but it's still much better than where I've been. See if I actually start gaining some time. I mean, qualifying pace-wise, I was in relatively good shape. I do need to start addressing my fuel load, my ERS. Plus 0.3.
MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh gosh. Oh, way late. Way late. Off the line. I was focused on your talk of change strategy. Really not the place to do it.
Understood, copy that.
We're going to pit next lap, go on to the mediums, and then that'll take care of that 5-second penalty as well when we pull in.
This lap, keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Yeah, make sure I don't speed again. Ugh, that penalty was from last time, not this time. Cut that down to medium for now. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm doing okay on a high, the way I run my race. Okay, this is what I did. Here's the 5-second penalty. 3, 4. There we go.
Complete, go now.
Okay, so another 5 seconds down. Not an additional penalty, at least this time. And we are ready to
Look after these tyres now.
racing.
Want to finish the race on this compound.
Much better exit. Not sure why. Oh, cold tires. Cold tires. That's why. And I'm onto the medium compound. Come on, wake up, bud. Still cold tires.
Sergey is in the pits. Sergey in the pits.
Definitely feeling that lack of grip. So I'm curious kind of where I'm at now in terms of distance. It's 16 seconds. So again, I added 5 seconds with that penalty, and I was at 12. So I've actually gained a second here on Alonso. So I am faster than Alonso. Oof, little fun with the sausage curb there.
The car ahead is coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres. Our gap
Gasly
to the car
now
in front
behind.
is 16.6 seconds.
I wonder if I'm going to be closer now to Gasly.
Now, set ERS deployment to overtake. ERS to overtake.
Yeah, I'm running 3 and actually saving ERS. So, my deployment's good. Okay, so 16 seconds to Gasly, which is basically the same distance on where I was to Alonso, which means Alonso just did a simple overtake of Gasly, or it came on exit from pits, and he just completed an undertake. Alright, well, things are going more smoothly here. I'm running better than I was. I've started cutting mistakes out. My lap times are improving, but I'm cruising my way towards 18th. I'm out of contention for anything else. I'm too far down. Amazing thing is, I've only used, what, 1 flashback? Look unlikely to need another. Oh, unless things like that happen, where I get a little oversteer entering the final corner again. This time I back out of it, though, wisely, unlike in qualifying. And again, it did get me 6th place. I had a good start spot, I just didn't have a good start. I almost rather would have started from last and had no pressure and could have focused and concentrated and not screwed up the start. So that's what screwed up my entire race. And then of course the drive-through penalty.
Okay, gap ahead is 50.
Entering that too fast,
Seconds.
I screwed my own race. I mean, I've had a decent race otherwise. But there's not much left to see in this one, as looks like I'm just cruising towards that eventual 18th place unless someone DNFs, but I'm not catching up to the field. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up off camera. We're going to call that an episode here. So next up is Germany.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
And I just pulled back another second on Gasly. So even at a second a lap, though, there's only going to be about 4 more seconds that I can pull back. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road record. Bye for now.